Hey guys, it's Captain Productions, and today this is the surprise review I was talking about. This is set 75902, The Mystery Machine, originally released in 2015 as part of the very short-lived and very short-lined Scooby-Doo line, which they only made 5 sets. They made the Museum, the Mystery Plane, the Mystery Machine, the Haunted Lighthouse, and the Haunted Mansion. And I'm someone who really liked Scooby-Doo as a kid and kind of does like it as an adult, so I decided that when I found out this line existed, to buy it. This is a line that apparently just did not sell well enough, although it's one of those kind of failed experiments. They did it at the wrong time. If they had done it a few years earlier, in kind of 2012-13, when Mystery Incorporated was still airing, they would have been a bit more successful with it. But this is a sealed one. It's never been opened. So this is a set that can be found for the average price of usually like $130 up, brand new in the box. I only paid £99 for this, winning it on an eBay auction, which makes it slightly more worth it. The main reason I would have bought this sealed is, one, there's a couple of reasons. One, it's a vehicle as the rubber tyres. I did not want to get those all worn. Number two is the windscreen on these kind of sets always end up scratched or dinged up. I didn't want that. And there's a lot of stickers as well, which just all those factors, I didn't want to buy it used in case I got them discoloured or whatever. So yeah, I've turned on the torch because that way we can actually see the product a bit better, because it was all the glare, but it's a very shiny kind of box. So here on the box, so we have the Scooby-Doo logo, we have the Lego logo, ages 6 to 12, 75902, the Mystery Machine. We also got kind of some kind of spooky swamps. I believe this is based off an episode of Where Are You, and it involved basically the plot's like a zombie and a witch are trying to steal like an armoured car. As crazy as that sounds. We got the minifigures down here on the box. We got Scooby-Doo, which funny enough, according to Brickset, is not an actual minifigure. It comes up as a part. We got Shaggy, we got Fred, and we got a zombie. We got Shaggy and Scooby there as the main logo there. Let's have a look. So we have Shaggy here with some sort of a duel with Scooby-Doo, and they are getting chased through the swamp by a zombie and kind of a tree, like a kind of an evil kind of robot tree. It is loosely based on the episode, given the design of the zombie and stuff, but it's not like 100% based off that episode's plot. It's got kind of a really unique green colour to the box. It's very like Power Miners. If we flip it over and look at the back, we kind of get all the kind of villains that released as part of the line, kind of chasing them. You see the kind of swamp monster, Mummy, we got Headless Horseman, the zombie, kind of ghost, Black Knight, another ghost, Dracula, and then you got the kind of gang running away. Got Lego.com there, just showing you all the kind of features of the set that you get in the set. Funny enough, it does not advertise other sets, so even as far back as 2015, they had stopped doing that. So it's a really cool set, and as you know, it is sealed, so we're basically just going to open that by, pressing these thumb tabs right here, which I hate doing. And if we open it up like so, there we go. Let's see what we find inside. So, first item that we get is, quite a few things. Once we get bag number 3, we get your stickers, which it's a good thing I bought this brand new. Mostly the stickers is one of those things I was kind of worried about. We got bag 1, bag 2. Instruction booklet 1. It's one of those sets you wouldn't think has 2, but it does. Instruction booklet 2. And that is the entire contents of your box. So bear with me and I'll have it built. And here we have the minifigures. By the way, this is filmed like several days later. Like, I built the set, I think, on Thursday, so here we are filming this on the Tuesday, so I do sound a bit sick. I do feel a bit sick. I did not want to make this. But just in case I sound a bit different, that's why. So here we have Scooby-Doo, which is a really cool mould. It's also one of the first minifigures I've had to put a plate down for, because those legs would not stick to the 2 studs that we normally use on this. It had to use a plate, so I had to go dig around for one. But this is still a pretty cool mould. I really do like it. The head actually comes off. See, when you buy this set new, it comes in a little bag, and if you know the ones I'm about, with like the kind of special custom rolled molded rubber heads do. Of course, Scooby's head can come off. The collar does look like it can come off, but it does not. It's moulded in. It's got a little black spots. The tail
actually has a bit of give to it. It's a bit rubberized, which is kind of cool. It has the SD thing there on his paw. Obviously his legs can't move like that, would be insanity, but they'd have to charge more for these sets. And it's not the only version of Scooby-Doo. There was a couple other versions that Lego did, and I'll be able to point those out to you because there's a bit in the back of the instruction manual where I can show you stuff like that. But no, Scooby-Doo is a really cool minifigure. It's not something they're going to do again, I don't think, but it's kind of cool that we have this iconic character in Lego. Let's move on to the next minifigure. So the next minifigure, and of course you can't have Scooby without Shaggy. So fun fact, Scooby and Shaggy are the characters that are in every single set, whereas you can't really say the same for the other characters. You know, it's got very basic, got the kind of dark reddish, kind of reddish brown trousers. It's a bit hard to describe that colour. It's got his kind of standard kind of baggy t-shirt with dual molded arms, which I did not realise was a thing back in 2015. Like, didn't realise they were doing that. It's got a really nice hairpiece, goes on all the back. If you take off his head, I do believe he has a double-sided face, which looks like this is a bit more of a concerned expression. So yeah, that's the back of the head on Shaggy. Not a bad minifigure whatsoever. It's really cool. It does look enough like him. The likenesses of obviously the Scooby-Doo looks really good, but the likenesses I've found of these characters look so generic that you could reasonably use them as if you were building a mock-off. I mean, I don't know anyone who's doing that, but a mock-off one of the episodes from the many different iterations of Scooby-Doo. They're kind of interchangeable because I actually thought that these designs would be based off the series What? Be Cool Scooby-Doo, which was out at the time when this set came out, which is probably why I didn't sell, because that show, in my opinion, sucks quite badly. It's not the most popular. But you know, you could use these characters as Mystery Incorporated. The only one I don't think these would fit for is if you were to do What's New Scooby-Doo, because their designs are a little bit different in that show, but yeah, he has no accessories because his accessory, sees him holding it on the box, but the instructions tell you put it inside the mystery machine and on the back of the tree that you get in this set. So yeah, I'll show you those accessories though. Let's get into the next minifigure. So here we have Fred Jones, which is one of the really cool looking characters. He had a magnifying glass, which, believe it or not, I was sitting building this, I had a friend over, and he discovered by accident that this actually works. Kinda. Like, if you look at that on camera, isn't that crazy? You could probably use it to read the newspaper. Like, this is, hopefully this is picking up on camera, because it looks like it is, but it did kind of work there, briefly. Anyway, but it's a really cool piece. You do get a newspaper, right, and it says, "Tree comes to life." So I guess maybe it's just the zombie character and the box art that are based off that one episode from Scooby-Doo Where Are You, but it's still kind of cool. I do like the minifigure. Again, it looks as if you could use them for any part of Scooby-Doo. There's a bit of a worried face on the back, a little bit of printing there as well, which is kind of cool. It just looks a lot, it represents the character very, very well. Let's get to the final minifigure. So the final minifigure, this supports why I think it's off that episode, is the zombie from that episode. And in that episode of Scooby-Doo, there's also a witch. You don't get the witch, and unfortunately in that newspaper clip, it just mentions Tree comes to life. There's no mention of the witch, but you know, it's a pretty cool looking minifigure. He's also the only criminal minifigure of the Scooby-Doo line that mask doesn't lift off, because all of the other ones have masks that come off to reveal the criminal's face. This one doesn't, but it does have these kind of buttons on the back that you could just pull it off. You know, very cool looking zombie. Looks kind of generic as well, even though it is mostly based off of source material. And like the cool thing with Lego Scooby-Doo is if you wanted extra monsters, look at the CMF lines, look at Monster Hunters or Monster Fighter, like those kind of things could also be used. It's a really cool minifigure, got those red eyes and open mouth. I really like this minifigure. Unfortunately, this set only came with 4 minifigures. If you wanted Daphne and Velma and whatnot, you had to buy the entire Scooby-Doo line, but we will get into that. Let's talk about the tree. So in this set, you also get something to go with the mystery machine, which is kind of cool. You get this tree, it's kind of like robotic tree. You can kind of see some of the robotic-ish parts on it. And also, if you turn it right round, you do get like a control panel and whatnot. And you also get a jewel, which on the box it shows Shaggy holding. So if I was going to guess, the whole plot in the set, if they've put a lot of story into it, that zombies try to steal jewels and he's using robot trees or something to do it. The tree itself is quite cool. This is one big sticker. It's not a unique piece. There's a lot of stickers in this set. In fact, I think I have the sticker sheet somewhere. I'll show you. But yeah, very posable. These can move as well. I don't think that's intended though, but it's mostly the arms that are posable. I suppose if you wanted, you could take the zombie and you could have him standing behind the tree, or even on top. Like you could have him on these studs here, and it would work. That actually works out quite well. Or again, if you wanted, you could have him controlling it from here. You know, just sort of like this on the base plate. And, you know, that would work quite well also. But no, it's kind of a cool thing for them to add in. The creators put in, you know, Mystery Machine, those characters, but it's cool that it's something else, although I think some people like myself may would have preferred, oh, I don't know, Velma and Daphne included in this set instead. But, you know, it's still kind of cool they've done it, but I can see why Lego split them up into different things. But let's get into the part that you're all here for, the Mystery Machine. So obviously to take on your monster robot tree and your zombie is the Mystery Machine itself, which is a really cool set. 10-year-old me would have played with this till it fell apart, and it is something cool. Like even nearly 20-year-old me really likes it. It's unfortunately a lot of stickers. Like all of the detail you see here is a sticker. The only details on this that are not stickers are the hubcaps on the wheels and the cap at the front. Those are not stickers, those are prints. It's decently sized. Obviously I don't think you can fit the full gang in here if you had them in the set. Maybe that's why they didn't include it, but it is really cool looking. Also it says Mystery Machine on the side, you got all those flowers. It's really well built as well, like it is very solid. It is 8 studs wide, I think, because it's how the width of the windscreen, and then it goes up and becomes 6 studs at the top. It's got these nice bars on the top as well. The hubcaps do not move with the wheels, you may notice, which is a bit different. But you know, it gets the job across. I do really like this. It's a bit of a different thing for me to review, because I normally review like starships or battle packs or almost all the sets from 2012. But no, it's different to review something with wheels, because I've not really done anything else. It's my first non-Star Wars review, I think, since I did an Ninjago set back in like March. So one cool feature is you can remove this roof. Now it is only held on by a couple studs, these 2 studs right here, to reveal the interior. So in the front here you have a sticker which has a radio and 2 speakers on it, which is quite cool. You got enough space, I think. I know you can fit Shaggy and you can fit Fred in there. Again, they don't give you any additional figures to try it with, although I might see what I can do. Might bring in that zombie, but let's see what we can get in here. Best thing to do is to lift off the windscreen. It makes it easier. You could put Fred in, because there's no windows. I suppose maybe you could. It's going to be a tight squeeze, but yeah, I don't think you can fit more than 2 characters in. I think that's why you don't get all the cast. But see, that space in there's not going to be enough. You know, you could have it. I did take off Fred's accessories. We can probably put them in the back of the Mystery Machine. And you know, there you go. You got Shaggy and Fred inside the van. Really well built. I say that as a piece falls off. Like, I've had this sitting around. I have extensively lifted it up a few times, because I like to mess around with a set leading up to the review just to see if there's any pieces that fall off. And that's the first time something's fallen off this. Coming into the back, which is where one of the real cool details is, I, as a kid, had a Mystery Machine, not in like one of the actual kind of like Imaginex or something like that kind of toy brand. And the way it would work is it would be a hinge on the side, and it would, you know, lift up like that. This reminds me of that, because this lifts out like that. So you do get a lot of details in here. They're all stickers. So on this side you get kind of, you know, just notes, you know, what kind of I want, pictures of, you know, just maybe evidence that they found. On the other side it's got like pictures. I believe one of them is of the zombie. Yeah, one of them is of the zombie. That's quite cool. So it's like relating to the case as well. You have a camera here, which you're meant to give to Shaggy, but the instructions tell you to put it in the van on this little hook, so that's what I've done here. You also, on the other side, get a torch, which is pretty cool. Let's see. I've zoomed in a bit more. So you get two computer screens. This one's kind of like a radar kind of thing where they're tracking the zombie or the tree. This one's kind of got the alert thing with, again, the zombie inside. And you've got like a kind of tape player here. Maybe some speakers. You got a grill because of course Shaggy and Scooby are going to get hungry. You get a little sink in there as well of a tap. But you also get a burger, which is kind of crazy. One thing I will say is it does look like one of Shaggy and Scooby's kind of over-the-top sandwiches. Like, I will give it that. But if you go back to like 2006 through 2012 when they were making SpongeBob sets, they did have circular Krabby Patty pieces, but this does look a lot more like the cartoony kind of stuff that Confident Scooby do with the kind of, suppose they're not making burgers, they're making sandwiches, but it looks like good. You can kind of ketchup, your mustard, and kind of lettuce on there, or maybe it's representing some other stuff on a sandwich. But no, works. I really do like the interior in here. They could have just made it bare bones and nothing, like in the show where I think Be Cool Scooby Doo, which I've only seen like one or two episodes of, and in the Scoop movie is the only time like you really see anything in the back of the Mystery Machine. Also, no, you also see stuff in the back during the live action movies. But during like the most of the shows, it's just like a normal van, so it's kind of cool they've done something. They could have just left it blank, but I like that they've done this. You can also fit Scooby, this is where his place is, so you'll notice those studs, right? You are gonna, it's a bit difficult at this angle, but bear with me. There we go. You can fit Scooby, put him back a stud. There we go, it fits on there perfectly and it looks good. Got next to the grill, the burger and stuff. You probably could fit other characters in here if you tried, but you know, it works quite well and you can actually kind of see him through the front, see? Looks really good. You can fold it up, which is good. Again, all sticker detailing. The back, I'll admit, doesn't have the most detail, but still does a good enough job. And of course, you can put the roof back on and you're ready to go. And you know, you can take down the zombie tree. Sorted. So please don't ask why, because I don't know and I don't think Lego does either. This set has 2 instruction booklets, which is kind of weird, right? This set was like a £25–30 set back in the day, and it has 2 instruction booklets. And yet, there's bigger sets that you can buy that have 1, which it's one of those weird things that I will never understand that they do, but there's 2 instruction booklets. You got number 1, you got number 2. So number 1 takes you up to about here, like literally just the body of the van. And here it shows you all the Scooby-Doo minifigures that you can get, which is kind of cool. You know, a bunch of jewels in the middle. Like, this theme only had 5 sets. You got a kind of museum with a mummy case. You got a airplane. You got the mystery machine. You got the haunted lighthouse and the mansion. So the 3 that you would need to complete the entire gang of Mystery Incorporated would be the mystery machine and the haunted lighthouse. In fact, no, Daphne was in the haunted mansion, so you did the mystery machine in the haunted mansion. But it is a cool theme. Some of the sets are really expensive. Like the most expensive one is this one, but the other ones can be bought for like $150 or less. It's kind of cool, something they did. Little ad here for them. Another ad for like DC superheroes, which is kind of cool. You got fireman on the back of the instructions. Booklet number 2. On the back has this really nice art of Scooby-Doo. See, it shows with all the figures in, but it also shows the figures moving at angles Lego minifigures can't move at. Look at Scooby-Doo, he can't move like that. That's insane. And on the back, it just has literal part guide, so this one doesn't have the same thing the other one does. That's the instructions for you. And of course, we already took a look at the box at the start of the review. So, here we are with my final thoughts on this set. It's a really cool set. I do really like it quite a lot. Like, even if I don't end up buying other sets, which I mean, I might buy a couple of the cheaper ones. Although now that I've got one, it's like, you know, there's only 5 sets. I've got that voice match. I'm like, just shut up, please don't. It's really cool. It's like, it's currently, I'm actually looking around my shelves here. It's the only non-Star Wars set I have currently displayed. It's that I did have a couple Ninjago ones out, which I've just bagged up because like I do like Ninjago, but those sets were just like extremely fragile and annoying to move or clean. But this one is very solid. Like even the tree is very well built. It's one of those, like, I give it 9 out of 10 because it's missing literally one, well, so let's say 8 out of 10, right? Because there's room for improvement, or slight improvement. The Mystery Machine, I would say, is perfect. I mean, obviously you can't fit the full gang inside it. That is a slight knock against it, I'll give it that. But where it does come in really well is just the look. It captures it perfectly. I mean, on the shelf, it just looks like the Mystery Machine. And I really like it. I like the fact that it folds out. It's not like, because I remember as a kid having a lot of the Lego City trucks and vans where the walls, literally you had to break them down if you wanted good access. The fact that these slide out, and it's a lot like the old Imaginext toys. Like I said, I had one when I was younger where the whole roof just opened up at one side and kind of folded over. But I really do like this. The only areas I would improve is maybe include, like, you could have included, you know, Velma and Daphne, or if you're really going to go full in on this episode, like that episode of Scooby-Doo that has that zombie has on looking for an armoured car in a lake, you're not going to go that far in a kid's toy, obviously, but if you maybe included the witch, that would have been a good inclusion, or Velma or Daphne. But like, if you don't look at it like that, this is an amazing set that I cannot recommend enough. I really do love this set, and it's something that I really like on my shelf, and I'm happy we did something different on the channel today. So, you may or may not get a video on Friday. Next week, you might be getting a review on a custom Clone Trooper. I've done one back in September. I'm going to be doing one again. So, I'll see you guys next video. Thank you very much for watching. And if this video does well, maybe we'll look at other themes again.